Since its release, The Bad Batch, a Disney Plus original series, proved its popularity among fans by becoming the most watched series on Disney Plus in the USA. It revolves around the Clone Force 99, also known as The Bad Batch, hence the title, and was introduced to the fanatics in the final season of the Clone Wars. The season finale of The Bad Batch had left its viewers confused with some unanswered questions, and since then, the fans are eagerly demanding clarity in Season 2. So let's find out. Firstly, can we expect the return of Ahsoka Tano? Ahsoka Tano was one of a breakout character in the history of Star Wars. She had a key part in the plot of Clone Wars, and subsequently returned in The Rebels and also in The Mandalorian. She is all set to get her own live-action series. Fans were pretty shocked when Ahsoka did not appear in The Bad Batch. We all know she would come running if a group of clones were in trouble, and Season 2 has to reveal her status to the fans. Now, on to what's in store for Nala Se. In the Season 1 finale of The Bad Batch, we see that Nala Se is informed that the Empire has planned big things for her when she is taken into the Imperial Mountains. Keen-eyed fans noticed that the individual who greeted Nala Se and Dr. Pershing in The Mandalorians wore the same exact uniform, and might connect Nala Se's work to the reason Moff Gideon wants Baby Yoda's blood many years later. And also, what if her experiments might have a connection to cloning, leading toward the return of Palpatine Snoke in the trilogy's sequel? Speculations have also risen over the name of Imperial Mountain Base, which is Mount Tantus, in the concept art and is a location from Heir to the Empire trilogy. If it takes indications from the Zahn's novels, then we can possibly expect major innuendos for The Bad Batch and even in many other Star Wars stories in the near future. Let's talk about, were the Clone Force's mutations intentional? Every member of The Bad Batch has a rare mutation, from Hunter's tracking skills to Tech's intellect, Wrecker's power, and the sharpshooter Crosshair. At first, we all thought it was just a result of the DNA degradation of Jango Fett, but in the episode Return to Kamino, we saw a private laboratory in which Omega showed The Bad Batch their pods they grew up in, which left fans to question whether the mutations were cooked up in a way. But why? Maybe Kaminoans were experimenting to make better troopers for the Republic, or possibly The Bad Batch was meant to be just a backup plan in case something ever transpired on the planet Kamino. And we can't find the answers until The Bad Batch locates the scientist who created them. Okay, but what is the future of Sid? In most of the first season, Bad Batch worked as a merc for Sid. Working for Sid helped them earn the money they needed for survival, and also a chance to help good people sometimes. But throughout the show, we saw Sid taking advantage of the Batch at numerous occasions, hiding critical info, and even assigning them in needlessly risky scenarios. It will be surprising for the fans to see the Batch still working for Sid and not forge a new path for themselves, as no longer working for her might possibly be the cue for an independent and meaningful life for the lot. What we want to know is Lama Su still alive? Lama Su, the Prime Minister of the planet Kamino, made its first appearance in Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, when he met to discuss the clone army for the Galactic Republic with Obi-Wan Kenobi. He was detained by Rampart, the Imperial Vice Admiral, when his plan was found out to save his best scientists when the fight was lost. We know that Rampart said that he has no use for politicians, but we were not shown the Prime Minister's death or didn't even hear a laser blaster shot when the door closes. If Lama Su is alive, we can expect him still working discreetly to enable a secure future for his people. What if the Bad Batch would be hired to break him out of prison? Pretty ironic affair. Moving on to, are there any more secrets to be revealed about Omega? At the beginning of the series, one of the major mysteries is what made the character of Omega stand out. The show later gave us an answer that Omega is a female, unaltered clone of Jango Fett. Boba Fett and Omega are the only clones of Jango, which made her and her DNA special to the Kaminoans, as they've been trying plans to keep the cloning program going. Also, Omega was a medical assistant of Nala Se, which gave valuable insight into the clones. We don't think there might be any more secrets about her, as the truth has already been revealed, and she is already a riveting character. Still, fans are still wondering whether we might find more secrets to be revealed about Omega or her past. For that, we can only wait. Narrowing in on, can we root for a possible Zeb cameo? Garab Zeb Aurelios, known by his middle name, was first introduced to the fanatics in Star Wars Rebels. Zeb was a Lasan honor guard until the Empire advanced to Lasan. The Lasants defied the rule of the Empire and were massacred. Zeb got lucky and was able to barely escape and became a part of the Star Wars Rebels gang. So far, we've come across 3 appearances of Ghost crew members in the Bad Batch. The anger against the Empire means that sooner rather than later, we can expect the invasion of Lasan happening. The question on everyone's mind, will Crosshair stay with the Empire? At the end of Season 1, we witnessed Crosshair choose to go back to the Empire. Even though he was a primary member of the Bad Batch, he still sided with the Empire when they fled Kamino over his crew. crew. But, in a way, his decision is not absurd to choose the Empire over his former crew, as the Empire gave him a sense of purpose and kept him around while his brothers straight up abandoned him. However, he stated that he only wanted to side with the winning party, but he cannot forget that the Empire fired on him and left him with the dead. Fans will find out if this is a permanent move for Crosshair, or whether he might reflect and realize where he belongs. Lastly, can we expect bounty hunters to return for Omega? Retrieving Omega for Kaminoans has been a key objective, as she, along with Boba, are the only sources of Jango's unaltered DNA. For that, we saw the clash between two opposing bounty workers, i.e. Fennec Shand, who's a future partner of Boba Fett as seen in The Mandalorian, and Cad Bane, who appeared in the Season 1 finale of Clone Wars. The Bad Batch then reclaimed Omega between the two's clash. Other news. First of all, release date of The Bad Batch Season 2 has been confirmed. The squad of Clone Force 99 will be returning to our screens on 28th September this year. The Bad Batch acts as a sequel and also a spin-off of The Clone Wars, a sequel of Star Wars franchise. Season 1 of The Bad Batch was released last year with a total of 16 episodes and won a lot of reviews in favor from critics all around the globe. You can stream the action-filled adventure of the genetically mutated squad of elite clone troopers on the online TV streaming platform Disney+. Coming up, which Star Wars characters are confirmed to appear on The Bad Batch Season 2? With Season 2 of The Bad Batch soon to be returning on Disney+, we cannot wait for Star Wars characters to appear. Zillo Beast was a humongous creature introduced in The Clone Wars, and we cannot wait to see how Cloud Force 9 characters will come across and deal with this Godzilla-like monster. Also, the appearance of Palpatine and Gungi was teased by the creators in the trailer. We witnessed Palpatine saying, "It's time for a new era," and we are well aware of his powers. Season 2 will take us back to the beginning of his reign as Emperor, and fans are excited over Gungi, as they have been demanding the appearance of a Wookiee Jedi. Their wishes finally came true. Also, we can expect one of the most admired clone troopers, Commander Cody and sinister Masa Meta, to possibly make an appearance. Finally, Disney Plus Star Wars shows bagged 10 nominations at Saturn Awards. The Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films has finally announced the nominations for 47th Saturn Awards. Star Wars shows earned 10 nominations. We can see the Star Wars series such as Obi-Wan Kenobi and The Mandalorian Season 2 competing against each other in some categories, due to the eligibility period being almost 2 years this year. The Bad Batch, nominated for Best Animated Series, The Mandalorian earned 2 nominations, The Book of Boba Fett was nominated for 2 awards, and Obi-Wan Kenobi bagged 5 nominations. The awards will be aired on October 25th. That's a wrap for this video. Which questions do you expect to see answered in Season 2? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.